Sup everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Chris's Weekly Tremor. First up, I gotta say I was really sick this week, so we're gonna have kind of a short episode, and I'm sorry about that. So I want to talk about patch 1.2, aka the Jesus patch. Now this patch sounds awesome. A lot of fixes, a lot of new stuff, a lot of adding things the community's been asking for a long time. New content, new war zones, new PvP systems. New. Oh my god, it is the Jesus patch. A lot of people are putting a lot of hope in this patch. I've heard things like, well, this is going to bring all the people that quit the game back. Also, I've heard, now finally everybody will be happy. And I agree, this patch sounds amazing, and I'm very excited for it. But I think people should be careful and watch how much they're expecting to get out of this patch. With such a large patch, there's bound to be some issues. And it's also likely that some things aren't going to work out the way we envision them to. I don't want the fact that the patch is really being viewed as a Jesus patch to actually negatively affect how this patch turns out and have people feeling let down. This would happen in Star Wars Galaxies all the time. Oh, everything will be better with the next patch, but it never really happened. Now, like I said, the patch sounds amazing, and I'm sure they're going to deliver for the most part. But let's let it have the issues that it's bound to come with, and not let the fact that it sounded like the patches of all patches to take our spirits. Issues will come and issues will be worked out. That's just the way the process goes. Because we all know in the end, there's just no such thing as the Jesus patch. Next up is some of the best news I've heard so far. Combat Log is on its way. And with it, Parsis, which will open up all types of theory crafting and information for classes and specs. This is something that should make the raiding corps very happy. I know myself, I live for the info. Knowing we have the best spec with the best gear to push our DPS to the limit and the competition that brings is what a lot of people play these type of games for. I think this edition might just have us seeing some more of the hardcore raider types checking out our game. Next up, it has been announced that the Guild Leaders Summit in Austin, which starts on Monday, is going to be live streamed. Once again, I am just amazed at how much BioWare is reaching out to its players to help them make the game better. With that type of commitment in the long run, that just makes for an extremely awesome game. Last thing I wanted to talk about is that in the same interview I learned about the combat logs, we also learned that BioWare is indeed trying to push PvP in this game as an esport. With that type of goal, PvP in this game can only get better as time goes on. A lot of us actually get the feeling that the developers were actually surprised at the interest in PvP in this game. But now that they know, it's become more of a priority. Okay, now on to the up-and-coming patch notes. In operations, for the Eternity Vault, an issue that could stop buttons from responding during the Ancient Pylon encounter has been fixed. Finally, no longer we have to re-clear trash. In KoA's Palace, completing KoA's Palace in Nightmare mode within the 2 hours now correctly gives the title, The Unyielding. That's a good fix. I'd be incredibly upset if that happened to me. Players will now be able to build credit for their Battle of Ilum dailies and weeklies by playing war zones. It's a nice band-aid on the gaping sore that is Ilum. It's unfortunate that after 2 months they still can't come up with a fix for this place. For war zones, there's some big changes coming in 1.1.5. Healers in war zones will now get credits for the kills of the players they're healing. Players with dots will no longer be interrupted while trying to interact with objectives. We were all pretty surprised this could happen to begin with. It's really frustrating when you kill someone and you're trying to cap an objective and a dot they left behind is stopping you. Battlemaster and Champion accommodations will now be available on the PvP vendors for Warzone and Mercenary accommodations. Champion gear bags are still available. Valor gain from war zones is going to be increased. Awesome! Medals are now worth 500 Valor and 10 accommodations, but players will only be earning Valor and accommodations for the first 4 medals they get. They've increased the Warzone AFK timeout from 60 seconds to 90 seconds. In the Alderanian Civil War, the speeders that take people back to the battle will now have a 3-second activation time, to increase the likelihood that an organized attacking team can actually take the node. Now these are just the highlights as I see them, and they are subject to change. Now on to the developer's weekly Q&A. It seems that not being able to add friends who aren't online to our friends list is actually a bug, and it's being worked on. It also looks like they're working on a neutral alignment, allowing for special items for people that want to stay neutral. And for some more great news, it looks like locking our camera will be in 1.2. Finally, we don't have to wrestle with the camera angle all the time. Once again, these are just the highlights as I see them, and I encourage you to go read the list for yourself at forcetremor.com. Also, there will be a schedule for the Livestream Guild Summit in Austin at forcetremor.com. That's going to be all for this week. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and good luck and have fun.